Blaise Hunter.
I'm probably the only person you'll ever meet with fascinators and capes. Award-winning writer, speaker, communication strategist, the founder of the Win Awards.
Yes. The island is lucky to have you, that's for sure. Tell us about Footprints.
Yeah.
We've never really had mic or audio failure. That always seems to... I said knock on wood. All right, so welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Kirk. Today we have a fabulous guest, Blaise Hunter, and I'm just so excited to have you here because you have so much energy and what you're doing and working towards is awesome. So Blaise, can you just introduce yourself here and tell us a bit about you? And I know you're from the prairies as well, so we've got that connection. But we're both on Vancouver Island now.
Yes.
Yeah. So Blaise, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the invite. And I'm Blaise, and I'm probably the only person you'll ever meet with fascinators and capes to everyday events.
Okay. Yes, I know. You definitely bring life to the party.
I'm an award-winning writer and speaker, communication strategist, as well as the founder of the Win Awards, as well as Footprints, which supports people going through pregnancy loss.
So. Right. Yeah. So, and that's how we initially met, was through Parksville Chamber of Commerce. You were there and you were promoting the Win Awards.
Yes.
And we got to partake in that. So just tell a little bit about how that came about and what are the Win Awards?
Yeah, for sure. So my family moved to Nanaimo, Vancouver Island in the middle of the pandemic, November of 2020.
Yeah.
Knew nobody and there was nothing open, so we just kind of explored the island. I really wanted to translate my nonprofit about pregnancy loss support to the island. I knew that there wasn't a lot of support systems here, so I was seeing how can I drum up business for that or support awareness, and thought, well, maybe if I could create an awards program, because I won a Woman of Influence Awards for creating Footprints in Alberta.
Okay.
And so I had this little background knowledge of this award system that maybe we could fund the nonprofit, but then help embed into the community and support the passion of helping people breathe fire on this world.
All right.
So
So the Win Awards were a result of Footprints.
Yes.
Okay, well then tell us about Footprints.
Yeah, for sure. I went through some miscarriages after my first daughter and realized in northern Alberta there was little to no supports for me or my husband. And I was really struggling, to be honest. I was feeling very barren and that I couldn't do what a woman is supposed to be able to do. And I wrote a book to heal my heart, and it wasn't supposed to be a business. I was a stay-at-home mom. I was a writer from my career as a broadcast journalist.
Yeah.
So I thought I would just write a book to heal my heart, and it translated to being responsive to community, that we need a system to support families. So I created Footprints out of my own experience.
So the book, did you write that like while you were working, and this book was kind of a side thing?
I was a stay-at-home mom, and I had the 3 miscarriages and thought I would just heal my heart with the portal in which it flows. So I really didn't think it was going to be a business. My publisher said, create a Facebook page that says author speaker. And I'm like, no, I'm a broadcast journalist, but that's not what this is for. And she was like, trust me. And it just organically evolved into something way more than I could have even wished for or planned.
What year was that when you wrote the book?
2018.
2018. Okay.
And shortly thereafter, we realized that so many people came out of the woodwork saying, me too.
They experienced similar.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I think we need to start like an actual program. So I worked with my GP and the nurses, and we launched it in northern Alberta. We created a standing memorial along a park there. And so it really kind of just escalated and evolved, and we give free support bags to families that go through loss.
So where was that? Where were you living in northern Alberta at that time?
Bonneville, Alberta.
Bonneville? Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And so So how does the support what's all involved that you've created the Footprints program to help people? Like what's on that side? Like what do people get, and what kind of support are you providing?
Originally, it just started as a bag of empathy, because there's nothing really you can say or do to take away the grief or the pain of family going through loss, but it was something that would create a softer landing. And what I would have wanted.
Okay.
So it's very heartfelt. There's a lot of things that don't even include the partner. So we really were intentional about creating hockey pamphlets with lingo to really create an invitation for partners and men to be able to grieve as well and feel supported. So we created a support bag with my own book. So I give a copy of my own book of my struggles. It's got mental health resources, how to channel your grief, how to coexist with it, and just a feeling of community, a support bracelet that just honors your baby's footprints. So it's really about that softer landing and knowing you're not alone in it.
Well, I remember you telling the story and how it was a bit of like a cold exit or whatnot from you. You have this experience and it's traumatic, and then that's it. That's it, right?
Like,
you would
go home.
Potentially leave the hospital and just supposed to return back to.
Well, healthcare is triage, and so no longer you're in health danger per se, but you're in emotional and mental upheaval, and there was nothing for the after 6 months to a year. Or what if you don't ever have that other baby? Like, how do you navigate that? So it's really about just normalizing that conversation. It's very taboo that you're not defective. And that there's supports here to help you through that journey. So it's really about normalizing that conversation and also like learning it's a part of a reproductive health right, and that's really not talked about. So that was kind of the whole push. It started as empathy, but it became really about human rights.
Can you talk a little bit more about that? Like how do you focus on, or what are you helping with for people to move forward?
For sure. So I had a miscarriage at work. And it was traumatic. I didn't feel safe to disclose. I had to go home and change and come back to work actively miscarrying. And I felt, how is this even like labor law, that I don't feel comfortable to say. And then I was on a podcast, funny enough, with a human rights lawyer, and I was talking about footprints and empathy. And we ended the podcast. She's like, you know what you do, right? And I'm like, yeah, empathy. And she's like, no, that's reproductive health rights. You should look it up. And I was 40 and I was like, how do I not know about this for my own body or for my own rights? So it really took off to really channel and attach human rights laws to labor laws and employee workbooks or handbooks that you should have language that says we support. It's not so much about time off. It's more like you're safe to disclose and we're here as a duty to accommodate.
So is that more common, like as far as when this is happening or when people are having a miscarriage, is it more common to be outside of a hospital when that happens? Or
Yeah, more often than not, like unless there's a complication, you realize you're miscarrying, you go to the doctor, they give you some medicine and they send you home. There's really not a lot of actual care of medical help. You're literally just sent home with a pamphlet of what to do in an emergency, but not really of how you're going to deal with it beyond that. So that's what we're trying to bridge that gap. We want to be a support system to the healthcare system of like, you guys can't do that. Let us step in and provide that support.
And then that support, how long does that typically last? Or like, when is it, I guess, most important for someone that's going through this to reach out? How long do you typically see people who are like, needing the support in order to?
It really depends because everybody's journey is so personalized. So some people, it's so grief stricken at the beginning that they reach out maybe post 3 months, post 6 months. Some are immediate, that I'm delivering bags to their hospital room before they're leaving or to their home the moment they get there. But it really all depends, and we keep it really open. That invitation's open. I'll answer text messages in the middle of the night because I just know grief doesn't follow a timeline.
So how are they typically finding out about Footprints and about you and that support? Yeah,
we started in Alberta, so we were part of like a support network where they listed us. And then word of mouth, because it really is limited of resources. So then word of mouth here, we did that with the Win Awards. Now I'm on every Facebook group saying, oh, here's supports. People that have accessed us also refer. So it really just is a community word of mouth.
Do you have a connection through the health system in BC then, or is that something that you can work towards, or is that a possibility? Like, are they referring people to you?
They are referring, and just, it's not a standardized thing, and health is a little tricky with the healthcare system, but we do have access and contacts and ways in, also working with politicians to work on labor laws. So we're dabbling in many pockets to be able to get this going.
So what's the future look like for Footprints and growing this, win awards? Is that what's the big goal are you moving towards?
Yeah, it's so funny because, again, it's the story of my life where you think you're just starting off something little and it explodes into something much more than you could have ever dreamed of. And so that initial first year, I thought maybe I could raise, tops $20,000, and maybe we could have 200 people come to the awards. And we had 620 the first year.
Right.
And over the last 3 years, we've raised $70,000 and we've honored 370 people across the region. And so what next? We're really trying to now go back and really develop how do we actually work on the Footprints program and evolve Women of Influence Nanaimo and the region into not just one day of an awards or honor, that's 364 days. So we're really trying to see what that looks like.
Yeah. And obviously you don't do this alone. You have a support network. I know you mentioned before your husband's a big part of it. Your daughter. Is this like, are you looking for more like people to come on board and help, or what can people do to help you spread the word and to continue to support?
Definitely looking for volunteers anytime, even if it's just stuffing the support bags that we send out or being boots on the ground, however people want to contribute, but also, really having those conversations. Like, it takes one conversation to say, have you ever heard about Footprints? Because in your circle, it's 1 in 4 that have a loss. So you look at your community.
That's surprising. I find that number surprising.
Right. And it's even in your family, in your friendship groups, and people just aren't speaking. And it just takes one conversation to be like, oh, I have a friend that does this. And then you'll see, oh, I had one or two. And you're like, you're one of my closest friends. I didn't even know that. So it's about being brave with opening up a conversation, even if you're not personally going through it. Maybe fit it in a conversation and allow that to develop and see what comes of that.
Do you find, are people more open to, I guess, discussing it, or is it, or like you mentioned before, people, if someone went through it, they felt ashamed, or there's something was wrong with them? Is it becoming more acceptable, or more like not acceptable, but
normalized in a conversation?
Like to talk about.
It is, and you kind of got to read your room too. But in the moment, because I'm passionate about it, I'm open to talk about my experience, but it creates the invitation. And so I always say, like, you want more deeper, connective conversations, get deep with your own vulnerability. And maybe it just starts with something else hardship that you've gone through, and it kind of organically trickles into that, and you're able to bring it up and be like, how did you even write your book, or who was Blaise? It started from 3 miscarriages, and it really creates that safe personal invitation. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot too with those, and growing up in the prairies, you got those roots and like that sense of community and family, and definitely it comes across through your personality, just that you really care and this is important to you, which is, awesome.
Thank you.
The island is lucky to have you, that's for sure. I wanted to, I guess we'll shift gears a little bit. So outside of that, you're a fantastic public speaker and presenter, and so you were in media prior to this. Are you still involved with that, or?
It's transitioned. So I became a radio broadcast journalist, also morning show host, which really, polished the way you present. You train for that. But it actually wasn't until I began, I did PR, but again, I wasn't doing this. So I really was able to channel my training into passion, which was about body image. I was struggling with loving myself. And then I had this little daughter and all the worries of trying to get her to be empowered. And I had this epiphany of, if mama's not practicing what she preaches, how do you expect to raise a powerful, empowered human? And so it really was about digging into vulnerability. And once I spoke about that, I was connected to people, and it's profound. So it really was like an aha moment of, if I can just channel my vulnerability, it makes people buy in and connect with you.
Well, people can tell when you're being honest and truthful and
Yeah.
speaking from the heart, right? And that's really what they want to hear. They don't just want to hear somebody talk about just the surface level.
Yeah,
right?
because that's not so inspiring. It's
Yeah.
not real. It's not raw, and that's not where it connects at
Yeah.
the core level.
Yeah.
So that's where it's at, is the polished part of the presentation and the speaking really came from just being real and
Right.
seeing the immediate response connective part of the audience.
Okay, so and you've got the one book,
Two.
two books.
Yes.
Okay, wow, you've got two. And then, so what are the two books? Are they both similar topics
So
then?
the first one is almost like my coming out.
Okay. What's that book? What's the title?
Heroine, Embrace Your Flaws and Own Your Awesome.
Okay.
And I did a type of call out to other moms that just had children or any kind of stage of their life, and show what real bodies look like. Because that was what I was struggling with, was not even the image it really was. It was the image I was seeing in the mirror.
Okay.
And it was all connected then to the losses that I wasn't good enough or worthy or beautiful. And we have to perfect the mask rather than just be us. So I did a call out. I had 30 women show up in their underwear to show what real bodies look like flawed and awesome.
Yeah.
And it was so healing. Like the healing that took place in that studio was unreal. And so that really channeled, like, I'm buying into vulnerability.
Okay, yeah.
And so it was my coming
Well,
out.
that takes a lot of guts.
Yeah. And then the second one was like 4 years later in 2022. It's called Captain Communicator.
Okay.
How to turn your signals into superpowers. So
Yeah.
it was 10 different chapters on different topics, but all relating to communication.
All right.
And how do we connect to humanity
Okay.
and heal humanity through, really connected communication from within with others.
Okay, and if somebody wanted to pick up one of those books?
Amazon,
they're on Amazon?
yeah,
Okay.
everywhere, yeah.
Okay, you can find you. Is there any more? Do you have more? Is this something that you like? Like, do you see more books in your future?
You could. It takes about 4 years to live your life to have the content and then the
Okay.
idea.
Right.
So that's why now I'm coming up, because it was 2022. So I got a little bit of time.
All right.
And also what really kind of just sparks creativity, because it's a full book. It's 60,000 words.
Right.
It's creating life stories and the things that you really want the world to know. And
Is that so? 60,000 words in a book? That's what it takes? That
it's
when you say
mine.
it-
Mine's a bit longer than your average.
Well, when you put it like that, it does. I mean, that's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, it's a life accomplishment. It's been such a beautiful thing and a diary. Like, I always think everyone should write a book, because it's such there for your legacy.
Okay.
And the times and the phases you are, that your children and your grandchildren can go back and be like, oh, my family was going through that, and that's who they are. And it's a really beautiful
So
gift.
do you keep a diary? Is that something that you do, or
I
like,
don't
do you
actually
do you
keep-
encourage people to do that?
I do
or-
keep journaling.
Oh,
Like
journal, yeah.
my books are like my journals,
Okay, I get it.
right?
Yes.
But it's such an amazing gift. Like, everyone's got such a unique story.
Yeah.
And it is, you might think, who wants to hear my story? You would be surprised when you can dig deep like that.
Yeah. Well, it definitely is helpful, and part of a program that I'm in right now does involve keeping a daily journal just about anything. And so some days the entries are shorter and longer, and mine actually is through an app, so you can just speak into it, which makes it really easy. But it is, I feel like it is helpful to sometimes just get things out there, even if it's just to yourself.
Just
right?
a note to yourself, something, and whatever version that looks like for you.
Yeah.
It could be on your phone, like it could be a social media post, and you can go back and it's forever there. However, it's so personal,
That's
right?
right. Yeah, yeah. All right, so we want to learn a little bit more about you, and we have a series of rapid fire questions that we ask everybody, and so let's get into that here. Okay, coffee or tea?
Coffee, 100%.
Okay, and how do you have that coffee? Like, what are you putting in it?
I just like some milk or cream.
Okay.
A latte is my favorite, but first cup in the morning is always just give it to me.
You're making it at home, or are you going out for your coffee?
I make it because I read The Latte Factor, the Wealthy Barber back in the day, and I'm like, I'm not waste. That's an RSP right there after a year of lattes.
$6 or $7 a day. Yeah, they do add up. And so, but if you do go out for coffee, where are you going? What's your favorite coffee shop? Do you have a favorite?
I don't have a favorite. I lived in Europe, so like anything that reminds me of this boutique kind of not corporate commercialized type of cafe, and even to go to the ocean, then that's my favorite. So that's my cafe, is get it to go and go see the ocean.
Okay, cool. Do you have a favorite restaurant? Do you go out? Do you like
I
to
do
go
go
out for
out.
dinner? Yeah.
What is my favorite? Ooh, The Rusted Rake.
Yeah?
Yeah, that one's
In
really
the
good.
noose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to beat. I think you're maybe the third person that has mentioned Rusted Rake here.
Really?
Yeah, with us when we asked that question.
Oh, the burnt ends.
Hey,
my God.
I was just going to say that. They're my favorite too. Yeah, the burnt ends and the pickles that they have.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right? Okay, well, that's cool. What's your favorite place to spend a weekend on Vancouver Island? If you're going somewhere, where do you go? You're staying local, though.
We're staying local, yeah. We live in the North Nanaimo, so even just a full day at the Parksville beach, at the community beach, that's so foreign to me because I grew up in Saskatchewan, and we had a beach, and then you go into the lake. This is so weird for us to like go camp out on the beach floor, like on the ocean floor.
When the tide is out.
And I'm like, this is not Saskatchewan. So that was really cool. So we'll spend the whole day, we'll do the food trucks. Like, it's just such an amazing thing. And you see the mountains and a sea will go by. I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's not that far away, right?
No,
like it's close.
20 minutes and you're like, I'm here.
Right there, close by. All right. Okay, when it comes to form of communication, are you writing or public speaking? What do you prefer?
Yeah, so it's interesting. Writing's for me, and the speaking is to connect to others. So I would say speaking, because you can feel the connection happening.
Right. So the speaking is probably a big part of the writing, though, to be able to verbalize.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I will say you command a presence when you're up in front on the stage, so you've got that. All right, you morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Morning?
Yeah.
Like how early?
So not as early as my career with radio, because I was up at 3 to work, be at the radio station for 4.
That's crazy.
And I never want to do that again, but I definitely am not the one to stay. I like being up at 6:30 or 7, so not super early.
No, but you get up.
I get that. I'm mobile.
You try to get a lot of stuff done in the morning then?
Yes, I'm more productive in the morning.
Okay, well, me too. I find that. Now, do you plan everything, or are you like fly by the seat of your pants?
I'm a mix, because I'm a total type A excellence person and passionate, but I love the spontaneity and don't box me in. So I'm very 50-50 on that one.
You like to be in control, but you also like to just kind of
There's certain things like if I'm going on a trip, definitely plan like the hotel and have it mapped out, but I don't have an itinerary ever. I want to keep it open, see what happens.
Oh, that's a cool combination. I think that's probably pretty rare to have both. Yeah. And what's your favorite way to recharge, kind of disconnect on a daily basis, or if you're going away, do you like to go away on a trip, or do you find you need to do that?
I have various ways, and it depends. You got to be really in tune with what your body needs.
Okay.
So I love a good book. I love reading in front of quiet and seeing the ocean, but I also sometimes need that release. So I used to do a lot of Zumba, so like just dance it out. So it's kind of a mixture if I just need to dance.
You like Zumba in a class or on your own?
I used to teach,
cool.
and I love more being a participant, so I don't have to think. It's the one place like my mind is very quiet and you just let yourself move to music. So sometimes I need let's just dance it out, and sometimes I just need that quiet stillness.
All right, that's cool. I find, and I think that for women it is about dance and that and get that release. For guys, and I've had a number of guys talk about this, they're like, just to do something like going and just pressure washing a driveway.
There you go.
Like doing this
is a release.
Like you can't think of anything else except the thing that you're doing, right?
Yes.
So but anyways.
It's a channel, totally.
So that's the man brain versus the female brain.
Same with my friends who don't understand and not creative that way. I'm like, I just need to create a graphic. I think that's what I just need to create a graphic.
Yeah, just because you can't.
I need to get it out.
You can't be distracted.
And they're like, create a graphic.
Hey, whatever it takes. Now, is there something that you could share that people would be surprised to learn about you that they wouldn't otherwise know?
I'm very competitive. I'm probably the most competitive person you'll ever encounter. And in Bonnyville, Alberta, they did a charity fundraiser, which was a spin-off of Survivor.
Okay, yeah.
And so I won.
Hey, well, surprise, surprise.
And I lied, stole, cheated. I hid fake immunity idols. I snuck them in. Someone tried to use them, and it was a fake. And
they thought they were like coming in over the top.
Totally. I betrayed my whole entire alliance.
Oh man.
But I won, so that was the goal.
Yeah, well that's right.
And so we have a funny joke in our family where it's like pain is temporary And if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So
All right.
it means to be gritty, not to actually
Yeah.
cheat. But
I get
most
it.
people don't see that when they see this.
That is surprising. That's awesome too. And okay, and the last one, what accomplishment are you most proud of that you've achieved?
I think, I'm going to get a little emotional here. I think the most is that I battle a rare illness, which led to, the 3 miscarriages and feeling unworthy and feeling barren. And I think the biggest accomplishment is that I turned it around, that I can learn how to coexist with a winter part of me that's barren, but I'm not barren. And I think that's been a game changer, how to live with purpose, with hope, and create influence for others.
Right. Well, you are, influence, impact, and leading by example, right? I think people can really relate to you.
Thank you.
And your story. So that is awesome. So thank you
for
that. All right, next up is, so we will share some wisdom. So I have this section that I call it Walper wisdom.
Okay, yeah.
And I hope that you have either your Blaise wisdom that you can share, but I'll go first. And this week my wisdom is about hanging out with and emulating the people that we want to be like. Focus on becoming what you want and not being sidetracked by the people that we spend the most time with, if that makes sense,
totally,
right? If that's not where we're at. So hang with and emulate the people that you want to be like.
That's totally amazing. That's inspiring.
Yeah.
And I think that plays into mine is that a lot of times, especially women, I say, what's your passion? I don't even want to say, what do you do?
Right.
I want to say what your passion is. And it is something that I'm a project of mine, because most women will answer, who has time for passion?
Right.
Life is so busy, and I get it. But it's like, you can't afford not to have passion. And so the wisdom is, you're not tired, you're just uninspired.
Okay.
And most people feel so exhausted with the mundane tasks of life. They don't have time to be passionate or have that inspiration.
Right.
But you got to do it for yourself and for your family and your kids and for your own legacy, is that go find something that does light a spark, because you will find energy even with
like
the exhaustion.
limitless,
You're
right?
right.
Yeah.
And that's what me, like, I battle a lot of things, but I step on that stage and it's so healing because it's passion and it infuses the energy.
Right. Well, you've energized me, so it's working. But that's so true and awesome. And thank you for sharing that. I want to make sure that people know how to, if they want to connect with you, learn more about what it is, your programs, where's the best way to find and connect with you?
Yeah, blaisehunter.com, BLAISE, hunter.com. All my things there, the books, all the projects, it's kind of all streamlined on that platform.
And you're active on social media as well?
Yes, at Blaise the Trail.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, this has been amazing. I've learned a lot more about you and sharing your story. I appreciate it so much. We'll build awareness to that. And if there's anybody that wants to connect with you, definitely encourage it. But thank you again for coming.
Yeah, thank you for being a portal for that. That's amazing to have that champion from your side. So I appreciate it.
Spread the word.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.